Hello and welcome to the latest webinar from Essent. Today we're going to tell you a bit about Essent One, the new cloud-based business platform from Essent. Then we'll take you inside the program and let you see just how it works. I'm Doug Brill, the Essent Marketing Coordinator for the promotional products industry. I'm also your moderator today. We expect that you will have questions, but for time constraints, we ask that you hold your questions until after the webinar. I will be providing our contact information so that you can use the information to send us your questions about today's topic. Your questions will then be answered in a timely fashion. Before we get going here, a very brief overview of Essent. Essent is a leader in providing comprehensive business management solutions since 1980. Essent has been serving distributors, decorators, and suppliers in the promotional products industry since the year 2000, and $3 billion in commerce flows through Essent solutions each year. So what is Essent One? Essent One is a cloud-based business management platform. It manages critical parts of your business, including customer relationship management, order management, and product research. And it's powered by the same commerce engines that have driven business success for decades, so you know it's built on a rock-solid foundation. And here to take you into greater detail is your presenter, Brian Schaefer. Brian is the Vice President of Sales at Essent, and he's a specialist in the promotional products industry. He'll tell you what Essent One helps you manage, then he'll take you inside the program to show you just how it works.
All right, thank you, Doug. Appreciate the introduction. So the first, Essent One is a CRM solution, and a lot of people come to us and ask what CRM is. So CRM is a tool that allows you to manage your interactions with your current customers and with your future customers. CRM is a way to use technology to better organize and automate those activities. And there's different silos of information between sales, marketing, and customer service, and CRM allows you to synchronize all those efforts. Your sales reps have multiple tasks that they're responsible for. A sales rep has to go out and prospect and find new business. A sales rep often is responsible for sourcing the products. Sales reps have to do quotes and presentations. Sales reps obviously have to close the sale and bring in new business. And they have to follow up on all the order details, all the artwork, the shipping information, other relevant information, make sure the order processes properly. And they have to manage the customer through the entire life cycle of that customer. So if we look at the life cycle of a customer, the sales rep needs to know the marketing materials that are going out to a customer, where that customer came from. You need to follow up and close all the quotes and presentations out there. You need to be aware of all the open orders and order history of a client. You even need to be aware of AR issues, if there's any collection or payment issues that will inhibit sales in the future. And then you need to forecast those future opportunities of what business is coming in the future. So a sales rep has a lot to manage through that life cycle of the customer. That takes a lot of time to manage all that detail. So if your sales rep has to enter customer information every single order, if they're rekeying in the address, the contact information, every single order, that's redundant time and redundant effort that it takes to do that. If they have to retype information or copy and paste from ESP into a quote and then rekey it again into the sales order, then rekey it again into the purchase order, and then all the way out through to invoicing, every time a human touches that order, that is time being spent on that that's not being spent generating revenue. Searching for customer data. So when you're on the phone and the customer has a question and you have to jump out of your CRM into your accounting package to find that information, or worse yet, if you have to get up and go look in a file cabinet to find that order from last year. All that time spending looking for information is time you're not spending on sales. So the idea of CRM is to use automation and technology to make you more efficient, to give you more time to sell and to increase your revenue. Managers need to manage their sales reps. As a manager, isn't it nice to know what your reps were doing today? Wouldn't it be nice to know why they didn't close that sale last month that they were counting on? What quotes might they close this month so managers can forecast what's coming in and be able to project revenue and plan their expenses accordingly. And importantly, if a sales rep were to leave the company, if something happened to that sales rep, how do you know what prospects are working on, who's the proper contact in that organization, what quotes are out there? Wouldn't it be nice to keep that book of business even if the sales rep can't work today? So CRM will help you with all of that. It'll save time to increase your sales. It gives management better control and visibility of what's going on with the sales rep and the customers. It increases your revenue. If the employees can be more efficient, it'll make them happy. And if the employees can be better servicing your customers, it's going to make your customers happy. And it's going to be completely integrated with business management all the way through from purchasing through accounting to reduce that redundant rekeying of information. So as we get into Essent One as the new Essent CRM platform, it's very visual, very colorful, very graphical, very appealing to the eye, but it's more than just looks. The dashboard's designed for efficiency. So you know exactly what you need to do, what is out there. You don't have to drill in for data. All the data is right at your fingertips that you need. All your actions are clear. It's easy to see what needs to be done, and then even better, it's easy to do the steps that need to be done. Essent One also allows you to work anywhere on any device. So no matter where you're at, you can work on your desktop, on your laptop, on a tablet, even on your smartphone. You can work on the road, in the office, in the trade show, wherever you're at, you can access Essent One and take advantage of this CRM. You can stay connected with those sales prospects, with your customer. All the information you need is right at your fingertips wherever you're at. Each one of you on this call has a million different ways that you process your business. Essent One allows you to do your business your way. You make the rules. What are your commission tables? What are your workflow process steps? What is your overrun, underrun rule? You define those rules, and then Essent One will automate those and enforce those rules. The orders will be well formed. They'll be properly priced. It'll be accurate. There's no redundant. And it saves time and allows you to make sure you're getting the margins you want. So as I jump into the demonstration of Essent One, you're going to see it's built on decades of success. We've been successfully implementing solutions in this industry for over a decade. It yields powerful results. It's got a very friendly, intuitive interface. It's accessible anywhere on any device. It's configurable based on your business needs. It's scalable regardless of the number of sales reps you have and or the number of customers you have. The promotional product industry, the orders can be very complex, and Essent One gives you a very simple way to manage that complexity. There's clear actionable data of what you need to do when. It's tailored analytics of what is happening, allows you to see your performance, past and future, what's going on. It is completely integrated with operations from purchasing all the way through to accounting. It provides historical data, both as a rep and as a company, what's going on, also historically what has happened with that customer. It's responsive in design, so again, it can work all the way down to a smartphone, and it automates the rest of your business workflow process. So with that being said, I'm now going to open up Essent One, and we're going to take a look at it together here. So give me 1 second as I log in here. So the login controls my permission of what I can see and what I can do. And again, the first thing you'll see is it's very colorful, very graphical, very appealing visually of what the information is. It's very clear exactly what everything is. And the initial dashboard, as I jump in, gives me a snapshot of my past performance, my present day activities I need to do, and what my future forecast looks like. So if I start here at my past, I can look at what I've done the last 3 months, last 6 months, last 12 months, what I've done in revenue and profitability over the last 6 months. I can see the current open orders in the system that need my attention. So how many open orders am I responsible for? What needs to ship out today, this week? What is past due? And what orders need follow-up attention that I need to touch on to make sure they get processed properly? What quotes or sales are out there, presentations that I need to close, what needs to close today, this week, what's already expired, I need to follow up and see what's going on. What activity and tasks are assigned to me. So an activity can be any task that's assigned to me. So it could be making a sales call, closing the sale, following up on an existing sale for artwork. It can even be collection calls, whatever's assigned to me based on my role in the company. And I can see exactly what I need to do when, so my calendar is clear. And then I have my future opportunities. What do I project down the road as far as probability of closing, potential dollar amounts, so I know what events are coming over the next 3 months, 6 months, 12 months that I can close. So I've got my future projection, my current tasks to do today, and my past performance metrics. So it's a clear indicator of where I'm at and what I have to do. Essent One as a CRM tool also allows you to manage all the customer interactions with that. So as a sales rep, I can see just the clients that are assigned to me. As an administrator, I can see all the clients in our entire organization. So I can jump in and I can see the company detail, all the relevant information of that, including their contact information and how to reach them. I can see all the addresses associated with the organization. So in this particular example, this company has multiple locations throughout North America, and addresses can be associated with billing and or shipping rules. So it'll enforce me as we flow into the order process that I can't invoice to a drop ship address, or I can't ship to an administrative address by mistake, or enforce those business rules to make sure everything processes correctly. I can segment within my customer by different departments. I can manage multiple contacts within an organization. And I can get down to the contact level detail. I can see all the relevant information for the contact, all their contact information and marketing information, their addresses, their sales projects, user-defined property, even what they've done out on the web. So I've got the ability to manage an organization customer at the high level, and I can go all the way down into the individual contact level and manage that. So in addition to manage all my to-dos and all my customers, the idea as a sales rep is I want to generate revenue. So let's look at how we can generate a quote and process a sales order. So as I generate a new quote, it allows me to search for the customer that I want to do the quote for. As I select that customer, it allows me within that organization to select the contact person that I want to quote. And it also allows me this user-defined field to segment the different order types here, order classes. So if I want to be able to report and segment out my dropship business versus my program business, or my web business versus my back office business, or how many samples do they give out, it allows you to use user-defined fields that you can segment and report on. So as I generate a dropship order as an example here, as I generate the new quote, the system will give me, Essent One gives me a quote number, which is number 167. So all the way through now, as I go from quote to sales order all the way through to fruition, this is searchable by number 167 every step in the process. I can also optionally give it a title, and that title also is searchable throughout the entire process. Essent One gives you flexibility for things like the delivery of documents. So I could email the quote out, I could fax it out, I could print it. Essent One will track all the transactions of every single person that touches an order. It'll give me the status of the order as we go through from quote to sales order. It'll color code what's complete, what's in progress, and what's not yet begun. I can also prioritize the processing of orders based on an in-hand date. So as I begin to build this quote, it can default to the sales rep, or in this case, as an administrator, I can select who the sales rep is. And also, if there's any project manager, account manager, customer service person associated with an order, I can also have that person assigned to an order as well. As I build the quote, the first thing I can do is add some products to this quote. So as I add a new product to the quote, First off, I can have predefined products that either are physically in inventory for me or just virtual products that are on my website, any products that I want to track and classify. So if somebody calls me up and said they saw a product on my website, I could search for that by their description, by the name, by the SKU, or maybe they don't remember and say I just saw a polo shirt, and I could go through the same as they searched online. I can search here in the back office, find that particular shirt, say they wanted a extra small, baby blue. I can select all the different sizes and colors that they're interested in, and I can add that to my quote. So now I have this product on a quote that I can send out to the client. Collectively on this call today, we have a lot of industry knowledge. So you know when you sell an apparel item, there's certain information you want to capture, but that information is going to be different than if you're selling a mug or a lanyard or a pen. All that information that's in your head, as you grow and you add additional employees or new staff, that information is not going to be in their heads. So you can put that information in and assign it at a subcategory level so Essent One can enforce that configuration options. So in this case, for an apparel item, Essent One comes back and asks me, where do I want the logo? How do I want it decorated? Is it a new logo or an existing logo? How many colors are in your logo? These colors are just my examples, but obviously you can define what you want to configure for what types of products you sell, what do you want to capture. So as I complete this, first off, this information can go in the quote so the customer can sign off on these specifications so there's no confusion on how we're decorating. The customer has approved that decoration. But also, the magic of Essent One is that it automatically configures the pricing. So in this case, because I said I wanted embroidered, it added $23.88. Because I said it was a new logo, it added a tape creation of $27.50. Because I had more than 2 colors, it added an additional 65 cents. So the pricing automatically adjusted, and obviously you define all these metrics, but in this case, I can't forget or have a new rep that forgot to charge the tape creation, and I've got a mess to clean up afterwards. So all the information is captured, the customer is signing off on that, and later on down the road as we flow from quote to sales with a purchase order, the decorator can get the exact same specifications that the customer signed off on. The second scenario of a product is a product that you haven't sold before. It's not in your catalog, it's not on your website, and a customer calls you up and requests a product. You can come in and you can have a custom product that you can just free-form, key it in, copy and paste it in, or you can do product research. If you're a Sage customer, based on that Sage subscription, you can go out and pull in the product data from Sage using their Sage product ID. I can go out and search Distributor Central, or I can search ESP as well. And when I do that, what it'll do, in this case, it'll bring back ASI's ESP code for it, so if I need to go back and look at it, I can get that if I can find it on ESP again. It'll bring back the name of the product. You can just enter the quantity of the product. It'll bring back the cost of the product, and it'll bring back the recommended selling price of the product. Obviously, you have the ability to adjust any of this. If you say, I need to make sure I get a 40% margin, it'll automatically adjust the pricing accordingly. You can automatically bring back the categories and subcategories, so that'll dictate those product configuration questions that we just talked about. It can bring back the description of the product. It can bring back the image of the product, the unit measure. The weight is used for shipping estimations, so you can go out to FedEx, UPS, United States Postal Service, and rate shop as part of your quote. Right now, we're in the quote phase, but if I'm working with ESP, and I can bring back the supplier information as well, so when it flows out from quote to sales order, to purchase order, all the supplier information is there. So I can select the supplier, and the ID will come in for the purchase order as well. So on our example of a quote here, I have one product that I had on my website that somebody wanted a quote on, and I've got a second product that I went out to ESP and researched and found that information on it. So now as I send that quote out, the client can approve that quote, and then all it does is flow from quote to sales order without having to rekey any information in. So we've gone from the prospecting, activity management, to the quoting phase now for the sales order phase. So now we're going from sales into operations, and this is where we see the power of Essent One integrating with the rest of operations. So I can designate where it's going to ship, what address, how it's going to ship, what are we going to charge for shipping. I can even have any special shipping instructions as well. From the accounting integration, accounting can dictate their terms. In this case, the customer's already given me a purchase order. It also integrates with credit card processing. So for PCI compliance, the credit card would be encrypted all but the last 4 digits, but you can automatically charge the credit card as well. You can also attach any documents within the order detail here. So this could be a Word document, Excel spreadsheet, any special notes, or most commonly it's used for artwork. So I can go out here and select, let me find my artwork here, go, and here are our logos. So we'll select that, and I can select a logo here. Okay. Verify that's the correct logo, and then I can just drag and drop that right into the order. So in this case, I've got the artwork attached to the order that can automatically flow from sales order to purchase order for my decorator, and next year when I come back and duplicate this order, that artwork is attached there to reuse again. Okay. So as we complete the sales order process here now, I can review my price I'm selling it for, the cost I'm buying it for, anything I'm paying out to the customer, to the vendor, to a licensing agency or a charity. I can track donations and rebates. I can see my margins, my profit, my commission, and my net profit. So I have complete visibility to this order before I send it out. So at this point now, we've gone from quote to sales order. So the next step would be the production of the purchase orders. So the purchase orders, each purchase order, you can designate where it's going to ship to. So I could have some items that ship to me. I could have some items that ship directly to the customer. I could have other items that ship to decorator to the customer. So you can sequence that production process where it goes, and then you can generate those purchase orders. So in this case, I've got 3 different purchase orders all tied back to the single sales order, and each purchase order I can see all the details of that. So now we've gone from the dashboard management of my task and my activities to the customer management, the quoting, the sales order, all the way out to purchase orders. So that gives you a good view, introduction of Essent One. So with that, I'm going to jump back over and review a little bit of the benefits of what we just talked about here. So as we discussed, this is a sales tool to make your reps more efficient because it's clear, actionable data. They can see exactly what they've done, what they need to do, and they know exactly what their tasks are. It's a very simple, intuitive interface, so it's clear what needs to be done when. It provides organized follow-up of exactly what needs to be done today, this week, this month, so everybody knows where they're at, and allows them to work anywhere from any device. It assures accurate pricing and better margins by giving visibility at the order details you see on screen here, and also all the way down to the line item level so you know what your margins and your profit are on every item on every order. The product configuration allows less human error, so it gives you the accurate pricing, the accurate configuration, and as we saw as it went from quote to sales order to purchase order, there's no human error of rekeying information in. There's clear, actionable activities of what needs to be done when, so the sales rep can be very organized and know what tasks need to be done. And it also allows them to manage all the details of their customers and prospects to stay on top of everybody. It allows sales managers to have visibility of what's going on with their reps. It allows them to better manage the reps as well as their business. As we saw, it's completely integrated with operations all the way through from shipping, all the way through to purchasing to invoicing. It allows you to automate your workflow process of what gets done when. And it gives you a complete informative picture both of the order detail, the rep's day, as well as your company and what's happening. So again, my name is Brian Schaefer. I've enjoyed this opportunity to share Essent One with you. With that, I'm going to turn it over to Doug to tell you how you can get more information on Essent One.
Thank you, Brian. There are a number of ways to find out more about Essent One. You can visit EssentOne.com or Essent.com/one. And as promised, we're providing contact information so you can ask questions. You can email questions to webinars@essent.com, or you can call 1-800-559-9959 and ask for the sales department. If you want to see Essent One in even greater detail, you can schedule your own one-on-one demonstration. Just visit Essent.com/EssentOne demo to schedule your session. It's free. In that session, you'll be able to view and review the specific features that interest you the most, and you'll be free to ask as many questions as you like. Thanks again for attending today's webinar. Essent One, one system to process business a million different ways.